Hey, it's AJ, and thanks so much for checking out this video. So I'm going to assume that you've already put me on a shortlist or are considering putting me on the shortlist as a keynote speaker for your conference. And the purpose of our conversation today is really to give you an idea of what I'm like to deal with. Because I know when you watch hundreds of speaker videos out there, it can be kind of hard to determine what they're actually like to deal with in person because they have amazing on-stage personas. But it's important to pick the right person that is easy to deal with and can achieve your outcomes, as well as being on stage and entertaining your audience. So that's why we're here. So let me kick off this conversation with you by sharing with you my definition of a keynote speaker so that we're both on the same page. My definition of a keynote speaker is someone who presents at the start of your conference and really sets the theme that you've chosen in the minds of the audience. Or if they're speaking at the end of it, it reinforces the theme. Now, if your themes for your conference are business innovation and creativity, or surviving disruption, or perhaps you want an inspirational and motivational speaker to talk to people how to transform negativity into opportunity, then I'm definitely the right keynote speaker for you, because these are the themes that run through all of my presentations. Now, I'd like to share with you 3 reasons why people book me for their conferences, and hopefully it'll give you an idea of why you might like to shortlist me or consider me to be the keynote speaker for your conference. The first reason is my energy. So apparently I have this infectious energy that spreads throughout a room, and even when I'm dealing with meeting organizers, they get really motivated and inspired. And look, these aren't my words. One of the last organizers to hire me for their conference, we had a chat similar to this, via video conference, and apparently after that chat, she got up from her desk and started doing things that she hadn't done in 6 months. She just put them to the side, and she just felt so inspired and motivated to just get stuff done. And I'm incredibly blown away by that feedback, and I brought that to the audience in her conference, and we made it a very successful event. So that's the reason number 1, my energy. It's infectious. And if you'd like your audience to be inspired and motivated and energized, depending on what you've chosen me to speak on, then I'm definitely the right person for you. The second reason why people choose me is my cultural diversity, or my understanding of different cultures around the world. See, I grew up in a city called Darwin, Australia. It's in the northern Australia, and it's one of the few cities in the world that is truly multicultural, not multinational. Let me explain the difference. So a multinational city means that there's people from different cultures, from their different other parts of the world from there. But they're not necessarily all together. They're segregated. So the Vietnamese might hang out with the Vietnamese, the Chinese will hang out with the Chinese, the Australians will hang out together, the Indians together, that sort of thing. Even though they're all in one city, they'll be segregated. Multicultural to me means sitting around the one table where you've got an African, an American, an Australian, someone from Singapore, someone from Switzerland, all these different cultures, and they're all getting along together. Why is that important for you? Well, as we move to this world of the globalization, you're going to have multiple nationalities in the one room for your conference. And I think the keynote speaker that you choose needs to be able to engage different cultures. So the people might all be from the one organization, but they might have different nuances from their own cultural backgrounds. And I think it's important, and for me as a speaker, I'm able to engage different cultures because that's how I grew up. My best friends were Sri Lankan, Indian, Greek, Chinese, and growing up with that perspective of the world allows you to connect with different cultures. And it also allows me to connect with wherever I go in the world, with the culture of that particular country that's hosting me. And more importantly, the people in the room. And I do this because my keynotes, my presentations appeal to all sorts of cultures. So I could be speaking in America, or I could be speaking in Japan, or I could be speaking in London, or Germany, or France, or even Southeast Asia. And I'll still be able to connect with everyone in the room. And I think that's really valuable as a keynote speaker. And that brings me to my third point. Why do people book me? Well, the third reason is I'm actually obsessed with being valuable to the people that hire me. And it's based on this belief that I had growing up. There's this quote by a motivational speaker called Zig Ziglar. And Zig says, you can have everything you want in life if you will just help enough other people get what they want. And when I heard that quote, I've embraced it. And if you look at me online, what I've achieved throughout my life, the reason why I've achieved all these amazing things is because I've adopted that philosophy of being helpful and being valuable to everyone around me. And so imagine that when you hire me as your speaker, you're going to get someone who's obsessed with the same goals that you are, engaging your audience, making life easy for you, but most of all, achieving the outcomes that you set. And I'm obsessed with this. So one of the ways that I do this is that when you hire me for a keynote, I actually give you a short little video, much like this, that promotes my theme and the conference, and it'll help you promote the conference. And I also offer an in-depth article that'll allow you, if you've got publications, to get people excited about hearing me speak. So those are the three reasons why people book me: my energy, my understanding of cultural diversity, and also my obsession with being valuable to you. And I hope that if you've watched this video to this length, that you've got a little bit of an idea of what it's like to deal with me and who I am as a person. And I really hope to work with you to be your keynote speaker, to make your event absolutely amazing. So give me a buzz, send me a message, send me a text, or actually get in touch with me online or my social media, and let's make your conference absolutely amazing so that when your attendees walk out of that room, they feel inspired, motivated, and that they can achieve anything that they set their minds to. Thanks for watching this video. Take care, and whatever happens in business and in life, I wish you nothing but success.